What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Over 1,400 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this is possible without you guys. None of it. So I thank you so very much for all of your love, all your support. I wouldn't still be doing this 6+ years later. It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-altering. And because you guys love on me so very much, I get to talk to amazing people such as screenwriter, filmmaker, the one and only Rob. Hey, Rob, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. Ash, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. All right, Rob. So let's talk about the inspiration behind the Crusaders 357.
Well, when I was a kid, I read comics, and in the late 80s, early 90s, I got it into my head. I wanted to try to make my own film.
Okay. And so where did the story come from? It's a very unique story.
Oh, we decided to do at the time video was available. It was in the 90s. We couldn't really do film. It was too expensive. So decided to do a comic book movie, and because I thought there weren't that many films. I mean, now they're all the time, but there weren't that many comic book movies at the time.
Right.
And I thought, okay, video's kind of flat, but what if we use that to our advantage? We make a movie that looks like a comic book with panels and all kinds of things. We got to the point where we have page turns and novelty ads.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't have the best money for special effects, so we had to concentrate on the story, and we had to think, okay, what story? We had to tell a story that you're not going to see from a studio film, probably.
Gotcha. So, as you were building this amazing project, what was one of the challenges that you faced?
Oh, well, there's so many things. You never know when things go crazy on a set. Yeah. One of them was just, saving up, trying to get the right cast, and I got very lucky in that. Got some really amazing people.
Yeah. And how did you guys, how did the chemistry come about with the characters and with the actors?
Well, one of the things, I worked on a film with a friend of mine where I met a great actress named Vicky Schaefer. And there were a lot of problems on that set. I noticed that, not only was Vicky talented and gorgeous, but she was just a trooper, and she just kept coming in. And I realized, I think this is the person I want to be the star of my film. I got to read her and audition her, but I think this is the person I want.
Gotcha. And what would you say was the top takeaway that you wanted the audience to get from the story?
Well, I wanted to explore the notion of, to me, the concept of superheroes and supervillains is the idea of good and evil. And I wanted to explore what makes a person good and what makes a person evil. The idea that people have both qualities in them, but ultimately there's something that makes a person good and makes another person horrible. And
with putting together such a really eclectic sorry, I can't talk right now. The pandemic's got me just jumbled up in here. I can't talk. Okay, no. Costumes and makeup. What was that like for you guys? How did you come together with that? Did you already have people that were set makeup artists? Did you guys already know exactly how you wanted the costumes to go?
Well, actually, I got very lucky. I met this great woman named Marianne Parker, amazing costume designer. I mean, when you look at the budget, look at the film, it's a very low-budget movie. But, I mean, with a $1,000 budget she had for costumes, she did incredible things.
Oh, wow.
And I just brought her on board originally just to do about 5 costumes that I wanted to look, particularly nice. And then she wanted to do the whole thing. I'm like, okay. She came up with great stuff, and she really got into the characters. Yeah. Like, the one villain is a guy named Death Rattle, who's... he's evil to the core, but he does have a good side. He has a wife and a child that he loves very much, and they're struggling and they really need money. So she decided Death Rattle wouldn't really have a costume because if he can barely support his family and he loves his family, he's not going to spend money on a fancy costume.
That's good. That makes sense.
So she had a lot of good sense of that. Also, one of the stories I wanted to deal with, I just got this idea of that it would be interesting to have a superhero who was a battered housewife and who suffered from spousal abuse and how she overcomes that.
Yeah, and I thought that was the top thing that really piqued my interest in this project. I was like, okay, never heard that story before. Definitely want some more insight on that.
Yeah, well, there was some development. An earlier version of the script, she was actually still married to her abusive husband. She'd actually be a superhero and then go home to her abusive husband. We changed that to make it part of her past. And we did have an earlier version of romance between her and one of the other superheroes, and then we realized, no, that's not the story. That's irresponsible. I don't want to tell the story of a battered wife who leaves her husband and then finds, another man. She had to be on her own and have her own hero's journey.
Yeah. I think that definitely says a lot more than, like you said, the original version of her just going back. So she's fighting, crime in the day, and then, she's going back and, dealing with a domestic situation at home. So, yeah, I think that definitely works better.
Well, and something, I hope this doesn't sound too pretentious on my part, but one thing that I wanted to kind of deal with was the idea that she's this woman on a team of 4 other men, and the leader of the team is this really domineering, abusive guy who's kind of, in a way, she's left her husband, and now she's on this team with this other domineering guy.
Wow.
She's the only one who sees it. The men on the team don't see it. They know that they tell her thing, they make excuses. They say, well, he can get a little rough sometimes, but he's a good guy. And she realizes, no, he's not a good guy.
Wow.
And we build to, the question is, can she save him from himself, or is it going to be a nasty confrontation? I don't want to give that away.
Yeah. All right, Rob, so where can people check out this movie?
Well, this is a little tough. Right now, it is being reviewed by Prime.
Ooh.
To stream on Amazon Prime. We should get notification any day now, but we don't know if we're accepted. If we're not accepted, we may have to they may say, well, there's a technical flaw here and there, and then we have to go back and do it. That could be a delay. But it should be in May.
Okay. All right. We'll look forward to, the month of May. Yes, we're enjoying May. And what is the best way for people to get more information and to follow you guys on social media?
You can follow us on Twitter at the Crusaders number 357. You can also look at our website, which is thecrusaders357.com.
Okay. Cool beans. Rob, thank you so much. Much more success to you and your team 2020 and beyond.
And thank you. I bless you for having me on.
Not a problem. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for all of your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do, watch me make it happen, watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is way better. Till next time, you guys.